Alright, we should be live. That race sucked. That's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Chandler Smith, Haley Deegan killed me, so hopefully you guys did better than me. Kyle Busch was fine. John Nemechek was fine. Pretty sure the tournament I was in, Kyle Busch lineup won. I could be wrong. Let me go look. But yeah, that race was not fun for me. It was fun at the beginning. Remember when I played, I don't know what happened. I mean, Chandler Smith had issues. Haley Deegan had issues. I still don't know what happened because no one said anything about it during the broadcast. Same thing with Bailey Curry. He was just not on the track. It was actually a Busch and Nemechek lineup. Kraus, Truex, Ankrum, Cicerelli. Wow. Race Cicerelli finished 23rd. All right, didn't see that one coming. That was just not a fun one for me. What's up, Finesse Guy? How you doing today? Yeah. All right, I'll go run down the drivers here, what they need to do to pay it off. Larson needs to lead laps, obviously. I mean, what else are we expecting him at this point? Look, I have a lot of Larson today. Why is this not working? Stupid laptop. It's just a piece of trash. There we go. Kyle Larson, I want to play him. I think he's going to lead 10 laps. He should get out to an early lead. Again, until I see anything that tells me that he is slowing down, I'm just going to keep playing him. So I have a lot of Larson today. I also have a lot of Chase Elliott today. I think he looks like a really good play, starting 29th. He needs a top 9 to pay off the salary as fast as Hendrick's been this year, especially as of late. I just, as long as Chase doesn't have any issues, he should get a top 9. So that's going to be someone that I definitely want to go to today. Martin Truex Jr. starting 15th, needs a top 2 to pay it off. It's just, we'll see what happens. I don't really think that he's going to get a top 2. It's not like this has been a great track for him historically, and he is just not shown any speed as of late, so I just don't really want to go there. Deegan sucks, never again. I don't know, but see, I don't know what happened. I don't know if she just sucked or she had an issue or something, because she was all of a sudden a lap down, and no one said what happened. So I figure it wasn't just bad driving that put her a lap down. I figure it was some pitting issue. I don't know, a penalty. I don't know what happened, but nobody ever said anything. I tweeted out during the race, Bailey Curry was off the track, Haley Deegan was a lap down, and Danny Bone was out of the race, and nobody said anything about it. So I don't know. The broadcast sucked. That was one of the worst broadcasts I've seen in a while. And I don't really ever complain about the broadcast that much, but that one was bad. What's up, Nate? Do you think this race will need Larson to win like last week? I don't know. This race, I don't know. It's this one. I don't think not really. I feel like this can be a race where you can cash without Larson, because this race isn't as many laps as somewhere like Nashville or the Coca-Cola 600, one of those. But if he just jumps out to a lead and leads basically the whole race, then yeah, you are. But I do see there's definitely ways where he doesn't lead the whole race. Pitch strategy, especially if the draft is like the last race in the Truck Series race, guys can get to the lead just on one-offs for a little bit. So we'll see. I still like Larson a lot. I still think it's most likely, if anyone's just going to flat out dominate this race, it's going to be him. But I don't feel like you're going to absolutely need him. Ryan Blaney, I like. I'm not playing him, but I like him. He needs a top 10 to pay off the salary. Honestly, Pocono hasn't really been the best track for him. I know he has a win here, but outside of that one race in his rookie year, he has really not been good here at all. And I just prefer going to Chase Elliott, honestly. I'm playing a lot of Larson and Elliott. Those are my two. I'm really not playing. I'm not playing any Truex. I'm not playing any Blaney. I'm not playing Kyle Busch or Hamlin or Keselowski. So it's just I have a ton. I'm overweight big time on Larson and Chase today. But I don't hate Blaney. I think he's still a good play. Kyle Busch. He needs to lead laps. Obviously, he just ran pretty well in the truck race, but I don't know. Okay, sorry. Lost what I was saying. Obviously, we saw him race the truck race. He did pretty good. I mean, this is a track he's historically been really good at. I think you can play him. I just don't know if he has the speed to keep up with the Hendrick cars, to be honest. I mean, Byron Larson Elliott should be faster. So I don't know how many laps we see Kyle Busch get out there and lead, but he would probably be, I think, 3rd or 4th in line for me for dominators here. If you want to play a bunch of different lines of, spreading out your dominators, Kyle Busch should probably be the 3rd or 4th most likely to me. Or 5th. I forgot about Denny. I was thinking about Harvick, not Denny. Everyone loves Denny this week, man. Denny's going to get a lot of ownership. I've seen so many people all over him now. He does only need a top 2 to pay it off, but especially if Larson or Chase Elliott puts up a monster number today, you're really going to need to lead a lot of laps to really be optimal, I think. So I can see getting to Hamlin. Obviously, this is probably his best track in NASCAR. He has 6 wins here. Really good at the Indy track as well. Like, those are two similar tracks. I know he's never won there, but he always runs well and leads laps there. Um, but I don't know. We just have. I mean, he was decently fast last week, but still overall, we just have not seen speed from Hamlin enough to get out front. And if people are just gonna, I mean, I'm literally seeing so many people just on Hamlin this week. I mean, I just don't know if I want to get there. I mean, the only thing that we've seen for Hamlin to really love him is his track history. Everyone's just like, oh, he's finally got to win one, and yeah, maybe he does, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just not where I want to go. I'd rather just play more Larson and more Elliott and more Byron. That's really where I want to be at. Until I see something that changes my mind, that's where I want to be. If Hamlin, dominates, wins this race, all right, I'll take the L and move on. But that's just I just don't want to. I don't want to see that. Cash, Larson, Elliott, Busher, Newman, then Jones and Custer, or McDowell and Briscoe / MDB. Um, I think I like. I think I like Jones and Custer more. That's where I'd go, Chris. Brad Keselowski, he needs a top 7 to pay off his salary. But I mean, like, he's been awful recently. Like, awful, awful. 24th best average finish in the last 5 races. I don't want to play Brad Keselowski, man. Until he shows me some sort of speed, he's been bad recently, man. I'm not really on Brad whatsoever. Kevin Harvick, he's going to need to lead laps. This is a track, I mean, like Hamlin, he's just done really well here at this track in Indy recently, especially the past few years. So, I mean, Harvick's going to get ownership too, but, I mean, again, I think he'll run top 5, but, like, we just haven't seen the speed from him to get out front and lead the laps. Like, there's been no speed recently to show that he's faster than Larson and Byron, and even Chase Elliott as of late. So, like, why are we playing Harvick? Like, do we really just think because he's so great at this track, all of a sudden, they're going to be as fast as Hendrick? Like, I just don't see it happening. Like, I just really don't. I really don't. And I know I'm probably the only person, doing NASCAR this week that's saying, like, just play the Hendrick guys again. Everyone's like, they're going to stop eventually, but, like, why? Like, last year, Harvick and Hamlin dominated almost every single race last year, and that didn't change until the very end of the season. So, why is it going to change now? Like, why is all of a sudden Hendrick going to slow down? That's just how I feel. And, I mean, again, it could bite me, whatever. William Byron needs to lead laps or get fast laps. I mean, he'll get some fast laps running second to Larson, which is pretty much what he's been doing the last few weeks. I expect another top 5 run for William Byron. He should finish well, content for a win. I honestly think if Larson doesn't win this race, William Byron wins this race. So we're 1 for 1 on bets for today with the Nemechek one. Hopefully, I had a Byron bet today as well. So hopefully that one pays off for me. I also bet Byron like every single race last month. He's finished second like every single race. Joey Logano needs a top 2. I just don't want to play Joey Logano, man. I mean, he's not really great here. That's just pretty much it. Haven't seen as much speed as I would like to. I mean, he'll run top 5 probably, but I much prefer to play Alex Bowman, who needs a top 7 to pay off his salary. Speed from Hendrick's been there all year, so I don't see. I mean, as long as Bowman doesn't have issues. Although I will say the 48 for Bowman has been the one car on Hendrick that's kind of been a little bit off here and there. Like, it has its on weeks and its off weeks, but if you catch an on week, you're going to do really good, and he can contend for a win, so that's what we're going for with Bowman. Kurt Busch is going to need a top 5. I mean, obviously it's possible from Kurt Busch, but I don't really want to bank on Kurt Busch getting a top 5. Christopher Bell needs a top 6. Same thing. Like, he's definitely has a shot at getting a top 6, but I just don't really want to bank on that. Chris Buescher, I really like. Buescher, he needs a top 13 to pay off the salary, and I mean, he's just been really good at this package all year, these bigger tracks all year, so I don't see any reason to believe that Chris Buescher won't have another good run. So Chris Buescher definitely going to be in play for me again here. Definitely be someone I like. Tyler Reddick needs a top 10. I mean, that's what Reddick's pretty much been doing recently. I hope people get scared off of what he did here last year, because last year he had bad luck. Last year he wrecked with Eric Jones really early in the first race. In the second race, something was wrong with the car when this race started. Like, he had to go pit. Was on pit road for like 8 laps, lost like 8 laps, and obviously you can't recover from that really. So Reddick got killed there. So hopefully people get scared by that. But I mean, top 10 should definitely be in the cars for Tyler Reddick here, as I'd like his teammate Austin Dillon as well a lot. Dillon needs top 8. Dillon's been fast all year. It's in this package. The worst finish he's had all year is 12th. I have a top 10 bet for Austin Dillon today. I mean, I don't know why it was plus 260 for an Austin Dillon top 10, but whatever, I'll take it. Hopefully that works out for me. Knowing my luck, he'll finish 11th. But as a DFS play, I think he looks pretty good. 7,700s run well in this package all year long. I think he should definitely contend for a top 8. I prefer Reddick, but I do still like Austin Dillon a good bit. Eric Almirola is another one I've seen people on this week. Like, why are we all of a sudden on Eric Almirola? Like, I know his track history at this and a bunch of other similar tracks are really, really good, but like, the Stewart Haas cars overall have not been fast all year long. And yeah, they've looked a little bit better as of late, but like, I mean, I know Almirola ran well last week, but that was it. That's like all year. And maybe he keeps that momentum coming into this week. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. I would just much rather play someone like Dillon, someone like Reddick, someone like Matty D, his teammate Briscoe. I just don't like that 11th starting spot because I kind of feel like that's where he's going to run around all day. He needs a top 9 to pay it off. I think it's possible, but it feels less likely than some of these other plays here. Matthew Benedetto needs top 14. I don't have a problem with that. Had 9.5 average finish last year at Pocono, 10.5 average running position. I think he should be in for a pretty solid day. So Matthew Benedetto looks good to me. Chase Briscoe, starting 28th, has started to run a little bit better. Briscoe scares me a little bit. He needs top 18 to pay off the salary, and the best finish he's had in this package all year was 18th. So that kind of worries me, but I still don't have a problem with it. I mean, I think he's, we've seen, again, like I said, Stewart Haas cars have looked a little bit better as of late, so that doesn't really worry me too much. I think he's a good cash play. I think he's fine in tournaments as well. I have definitely some exposure to Chase Briscoe today. Ross Chastain or Ricky Stenhouse. It's hard to play them starting 6th and 7th. Ross needs a top 8. Stenhouse needs a top 9. It's definitely possible from them, but like I mean, even I see them having a possibility to be optimal or not to be optimal to pay off their salaries, but at the same time, why is this not charging? Hold on, give me 1 second. Yep, that'll do it. Sorry, I don't want my computer to die during the live stream, bro. That would just be colossal. Um, anyway, where was I? Chastain and Stenhouse. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, even they can pay off their salaries, but at the same time, other guys can still outscore them, price around them just from place differential. So that just scares me off them a little bit. Daniel Suarez starts 14th. Suarez needs top 12. Um, I definitely like that. He's been running pretty well this year. And Pocono in the past has been a decent track for Suarez, so I definitely can see Suarez running pretty well here. Gonna like that play a lot. Eric Jones starts 22nd. He needs a top 16 to pay off the salary. So Eric Jones, here's the thing. I'm really interested in what his ownership's going to come in because, like, this is, I mean, he has 2 tracks, Eric Jones, where he's just great at. And this is one of them, man. It's this and Darlington. Pocono and Darlington, he just runs really well at. So, I'm interested where his ownership's going to come in at because obviously I don't expect him to get a top 4 or 5 like he did in the 20 car because, it's JGR equipment versus RPM equipment. But Eric Jones, I feel like could still run, in the 15th to 20th range. And with needing a top 16 to pay off that salary, I think it's possible. I'm a little bit worried about the ownership, but I still think that's a fine play overall. Cole Custer needs a top 18 to pay off the salary. Custer's going to the back. He's going to start the back, but that doesn't really worry me because he's already starting back there. I think Custer's okay. I don't hate the Custer play here. It's just he's not. I'm not a Custer fan. I just don't think he's that good. And at top 18, the way Stewart Haas been running scares me a little bit, but I don't mind it. If you want to go get Cole Custer, that's fine. I'm not really too interested in Ryan Preece. He's top 21. That's kind of asking a lot, in my opinion, from Ryan Preece. All right, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace is driving a Draftkings car today, by the way. So, if that means anything to you. If you're on team narrative, I like that. But Bubba's kind of cheap. I mean, he only needs a top 16 here, which, I mean, recently we've been seeing Bubba at least run better. Maybe not finish better, but run better. And, contending for top 10, sort of. So top 16 definitely could happen here. I don't mind it. He's really cheap at $6,100. Like, he's cheaper than Ryan Preece. Like, that, I don't think that's right. I know Ryan Preece starts 31st, but I still think Bubba Wallace should be a little bit more expensive. Like, I think Bubba Wallace should probably be more like 63, 6,400. So I don't mind this play at all. This is someone I have ownership to. I think a top 16 is definitely possible for him, and I want ownership, man. Corey LaJoie's actually been running pretty well recently, seeing some top 20s. He needs a top 18, but I don't know, man. This is a track that I think might be tough for him and for that team, so I'm probably not going to be on Corey LaJoie. His teammate Justin Haley needs a top 23. I'm not paying for that. Ryan Newman and McDowell are too cheap. Newman both need top 16 to pay off their salary. I think Newman's a little bit more likely just because the equipment's definitely been better this year for Newman versus McDowell, especially at this 550 horsepower package. So I think if you want to get to McDowell, it's fine. I don't have any McDowell today. I just went all Newman. I think Newman will have a better run. But I'm pretty sure one of those two is going to end up being optimal today. That's just how I feel. Anthony Alfredo is going to need a top 20. He's seen a little bit more speed recently, but I still don't want to bet on a top 20. I know my video the other day I talked about Quinn Houff, but I don't really want to play him anymore. I don't think he needs to go down there. It's just you don't. There's just enough value other places where I don't feel the need to go get Quinn Houff, so I'm not going to play him today. So that was pretty much a quick rundown. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat. I will answer them for you. Any questions you guys got for me? All right, here we go. Auto seems pitchy, like echoey. Yeah, I don't. It's my internet's just like not working well right now. I noticed that in the middle of the video. I can try to go see someone on OBS, but yeah, there's only one audio going. I don't know, but my Wi-Fi is just not working so great. It hasn't all day, so it's probably that. Sorry about that. Hopefully it's better tomorrow. I don't really know why it's working like that right now. I'm sure that's kind of annoying to listen to. Because usually when that sound is, it's my fault because I'll have two mics going on OBS. I've done that before, but I don't right now, so I don't really. I mean, everything's been slow here today, so I don't know. That's what I'm blaming it on. Any questions? I'm gonna go pull it up on my phone. Listen to myself. You might hear me for a second. See, look, I won't even load on my phone. See? There it goes. Ross Chastain, Bubba, or Ryan Preece, the guy that keeps tagging you on Twitter. Ross Chastain, Bubba, Preece. I would go Bubba, especially in tournament. If you're playing cash, it's Ryan Preece. But in tournaments, I would go Bubba Wallace. Do you have the caution sheet, like how many Pascal races here? Is it normally a few or lots of cautions? I don't have the number of cautions, but this isn't a race where you usually see a ton. I know that. I know that this is a race where it'll probably only be a few. It's okay, the audio isn't playing English. Keep it going, man. I appreciate it. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. But yeah, I don't like this is a race where cautions there won't be a ton of them. I mean, you never really know for sure, but I mean, I wouldn't expect there to be a ton of cautions. What's up? What's up, Luke? How you doing? Any other questions you guys got for today's slate? You guys going all in on Larson, or are you guys looking at other dominators? Because I'm pretty much all in on Larson and Byron today, for the most part. Anybody besides Custer starting in the rear? Not that I believe. I did not see that from anybody. Wallace winning someone in GBP? Yeah, I think he has potential too, man. I mean, that's who I'm playing today. I mean, I think he's a good cheap option. I mean, he doesn't need to do much, but he's also Bubba Wallace. He could also just wreck himself. You know, that's kind of just what Bubba does. So if all of a sudden Bubba wrecks himself, that's where we'll be at. Would you rather pay Elliott or Blaney with Larson for PD upside, or go with Hamlin or Kyle, who have potential to win? No, I'd rather go with Elliott or Blaney because the race just isn't. There's not as many laps. I really think this is probably more of a one dominator race, and if it's two, it's gonna be guys a little bit cheaper. So more like a Harvick, a Byron, maybe Joey Logano, maybe Bowman. So Newman and Jones and Suarez for cash. Pick two. I would go Newman and Jones. Yeah, I actually have a lot of. I'm not playing I'm not playing Blaney today just simply because I want more Elliott, and which that could bite me. I'm not gonna deny it. It could bite me, but I mean, I want Larson. I have a lot of Larson Elliott pairings today. The Hendrick cars are a little off. What team do you think could come in hot? Probably JGR. They've been the closest in speed. But I also would not be okay. Well, I'd say JGR and then Kevin Harvick. Harvick's the other guy that I think would do pretty well, just because he's been. I mean, he's been so good here over the years, and these shallow tracks, which is just an Indy, he's been so good. So Harvick would be the guy aside from Harvick, and then the JGR guys would be aside from Hendrick. If you think about it, Larson only has opportunity to lead fast laps on about 100 laps. Yeah, but that's 100 laps. That's still like a lot of laps. Like, I mean, he doesn't need, like, it's not like Kyle Busch where he needs to do like so much to pay it off. Like, I mean, let me see how many points Kyle Larson needs through 5x. Hold on, let me pull it up. Oh, that's the wrong sheet. Kyle Larson needs 62.5. So I mean, he's not gonna need to lead like 100 laps in this race to really work out. Thoughts on chasing 3 top 5s in past 5 races? What? Thoughts on Chase in 3 top 5s in the past 5 races? Are you saying Chase 3 top 5s in the past 5 races? And can repeat? I'm assuming you're saying Chase Elliott top 5. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Chase Elliott could be a top 5. I definitely can see that. You know, it's what he's done all year. Hendrick's been really fast, so I don't have a problem with that. I don't see any reason why he doesn't have that opportunity. I also don't see how he doesn't finish top 3. I'm assuming you're talking about Larson. Yeah, I mean, if Larson doesn't have any issues, he's gonna win again, man. I mean, it just is. Unless there's fuel mileage strategy or pit strategy, that's the only way I can see Larson. I mean, if there is, as long as they bring the right cars, Larson's gonna win again. Do not sleep on Hamlin today. I'm really not on Hamlin that much today, Luke. Honestly, I really am not. I just don't think he has as much speed as some of these other guys. I know he's great here, but I just don't feel he's gonna be all that. I think he's gonna run top 5 all day, but I just have a hard time seeing him get out in front of those Hendrick cars. I know I'm completely different than like everybody right now, not like in Hamlin, and that might kill me, but I'll go with it, man. I'm fading Hamlin today, and it's scary, but I'm going with it. What do you think ownerships look like on Blaney, Elliott, and Larson? Elliott 70%, Larson 50, Blaney 40. I don't think Elliott will get 70, but we'll probably get in the 60s. He'll be high. Blaney might be around there too, man. Honestly though, because they could split. I think all 3 of them are around 50. Probably that's where I'm gonna say all 3 of them in the 50s, because people are gonna want to do some Elliott, some are gonna want to do Blaney, because they're both expensive and they both start in the back, and Blaney's a little bit cheaper, so people are gonna be willing to pay that. So, yeah. I got here late. LaJoie's would perform decently recently. Potential punt. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you want to go to LaJoie, that's fine. I'm not really going there. I just like some of the other guys more around him. I would just prefer to go to Bubba Wallace or Newman or even McDowell, but LaJoie's fine. Thoughts on Chastain? Sorry, keyboard is cracked. Don't work at the same time. Yeah, you're good. Chastain just starts a little bit too high for me. He doesn't need to do, I mean, hold on. He needs a top 8 to pay to 5x the salary, which isn't bad. Like, I think Chastain, the way he's been running recently, could definitely get a top 8. It's just, I even if he does pay it off, I could also see guys like Briscoe paying it off, or Suarez, or Eric Jones, or Custer priced around him, and who could just simply outscore him. So I'm not too big on Chastain today. I think he should run well, but it's just hard playing him when you got some of these other guys in better spots, in my opinion. Man, this Hamlin fade today is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun sweat, I'm not going to lie. I hope he doesn't do well. If he does, if he wins, if he leads 10 laps, fine. I'll take my L and move on with it. Any other questions from you guys today? Core plays, Larson, Elliott. In tournaments, Byron and Cash, I want to go Byron. Reddick, Briscoe. That'd be my main core guys. Then you probably got to choose one of these cheaper ones, like a Bubba, Newman, McDowell, Priest down there. Follow up, Cash, Priest, or LaJoy? Priest and Cash. Just starts fired back, safer play. I think LaJoy probably finishes a little bit higher, but, safer play. Yeah, Corey LaJoy's been running pretty well recently. It's good to see. I would like to see him getting a little bit better equipment, or for Spire to just keep improving. I think that's the only card running next year, so maybe that'll help him out a little bit. In truck race, all the restarts went 4 to 5 wide in turn 1. Anyway, we see that again in people jumping Larson. Oh, it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Someone could definitely jump Larson early, but if Larson scars that fast, he'll get back there. Who starts behind him? So Larson's on the pole, Byron's second, Harvick's third, Kyle Busch is fifth, Logano's fourth. You got guys like Logano, but Logano should probably be on the outside, I think, to start the race, so he probably won't be able to jump, but like Kyle Busch can. Harvick's probably won't do that early in the race, but I don't know. It could definitely happen. I would see that happening more later on in the race at the front of the pack, because the truck race was 60 laps. This is longer, so I don't think they're gonna go crazy to start it. I could be wrong, and maybe I'm wrong because maybe it's the only way these guys think they can get. Like maybe Harvick says, screw it. The only way I'm getting past Larson is if I pass him on the first freaking turn. So he might go for it, but we'll see. If he wins again today, man, oh my gosh. They are on fire. Larson, Elliott, Newman, Half, Reddick, Busher, line for Cash. Yeah, that's fine. Hopefully Quinn Half don't wreck on lap 1 again today. It got really dark in here. I wonder if it's about to storm outside. Let me go look at the weather. No, just cloudy. All day long. No sun at all. Brutal. So tomorrow, I guess it's about 11. Maybe I'll do 10:30 tomorrow. I'm going to do a live stream, but it's going to be for both races. So we have the Xfinity race starting at 12, and the Cup race is more at 3. I'll be driving to the beach after I'm done with that live stream. So that live stream is going to be for both races. Just an FYI. So come prepared to talk about both. Obviously, I'll be doing my research for tomorrow's race for the Cup race after tonight because that the starting line is based on tonight's race. So just an FYI about tomorrow. Make sure to hit that like button as well, guys. You like Half and Reddick over Custer and Jones and Cash? No, I think I'd rather go Custer and Jones. It's just a little bit safer. Yeah. I hate to say it, but Eric Almirola has a pretty... Eric Almirola, you butchered that name. That's so funny. Has a pretty good track record at Pocono, and his family's from together a few good finishes. I like him and Briscoe in tournaments. Yeah, I understand. Eric Almirola is really good here. He almost won this race last year. He led a bunch of laps. But I don't know. We just haven't seen the speed from Eric all year. Starting 11th, I just don't know if I can trust him to really get up there in that top 10 and compete. I like Briscoe more because he starts farther back. Offers you more place differential. I think Almirola has potential in tournaments. I would not touch McCash. I like how you said tournament play, but it's just not where I'm going to today. I just like all the guys around him more. I like Busher, Reddick, Dillon, DiBenedetto, Briscoe. I like all of them more. So, yeah. You think Larson and Elliott will be optimal together, or you think we need some AK guys? That's kind of been my debate all morning, is if those two can be optimal together, and I think they can, because I think Larson can lead a ton of laps, win this race. I think Elliott can get a top 5, and at that point, as long as these guys down here aren't finishing in the 30s, they're probably gonna find a way to be optimal. This 8K range isn't that good, man. Actually, I'm sorry, the 9K range isn't that great. For me, people like Hamlin. I'm not huge on Hamlin, but Keselowski, not really playing him. Not really too big on Harvick. I like Byron. Not really too big on Logano. I think Bowman's solid, but I don't think he's great. Not too big on Kurt. Why is my laptop being stupid? I'm not too big on Christopher Bell. But then you get into the 7K range where I do really like, and those are the guys you can fit with, the Larson Chase combination. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. It's gonna be interesting how it's gonna work out. But I do feel like they can be optimal. That's how I feel today's going to go. Honestly, I think they are going to be optimal together. That's how I would project it out. But or that is how I'm projecting it out. But I don't know. You can never 100% know. I mean, if Larson, if they do what they're supposed to do, if Larson leads a ton of laps like he's been doing forever, and if Chase Elliott finishes in the top, I mean, it needs top 9 to 5x, but let's say more like top 6, then yeah, and get some fast laps in there as well for Chase, maybe even lead some, then yeah, they're going to be optimal. I mean, honestly, Chase is a better play than Larson because he's cheaper, he's safer, and they both have upside to leading at fast laps. So yeah. Please don't play Quinn Half and Cash. Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that, but the rest of that lineup did look. See, but Quinn Half's cheap enough that. Sorry, JT, not picking up the phone, bro. That's tough. Um, Quinn Half's cheap enough where, I mean, he's faster. Like, that's what I said the other day. He's faster than all these guys down here. Like, he could, if he finishes 30th, he's 3xing, which isn't great, but that can get the job done. Especially if you see some bigger scores from some of these other guys up here. It just depends how the slate goes out. Like if you see these 6 and 7K guys not performing well, then Quinn Half can really do solid. But I don't think that I do like some of these 6 and 7K guys and even 5K guys where I just don't think that you need to go to Quinn Half. I have a lot of Newman. It's scaring me. Yeah, I had to originally this morning. I had a lot of Newman. I dialed it back. I still have a good bit of him, but man, I'm telling you what, it was scaring me too. I was like, this is an uncomfortable amount of Ryan Newman. Chalk Newman is always scary, huh? Yeah, it really is, man. It is really scary. So you think it would be better to run Blaney and Elliott and hope Larson don't lead every lap, or you think should just plus play Larson? I don't have a problem with either. I mean, I'm playing Larson and Elliott together because I don't feel like Blaney has as much upside personally as someone like Elliott does. I think Elliott could win the race. I don't really think Blaney could. Um, but though that's a safer way to go, especially in cash. Like if you wanted to play just Elliott and Blaney in cash and not even play Larson, I don't think that's a bad strategy at all. It's safer. I prefer going to Elliott Larson thing because I just do feel so confident in Larson leading most of this race. But if you want to go that route, I don't have a problem with that at all. From a raw points standpoint, that should do pretty solid. Is Jones a trap today? Good history, but RPM equipment now. Um, he's not too expensive, so I don't think he's a trap. That's where I'm at though. It's like he becomes a trap if he gets owned a lot. If we see Eric Jones get a ton of ownership, um, then yeah, I'm be a little bit worried. I'm really interested on where his ownership's going to come in because at Darlington he came in pretty highly owned, which is another track he's really good at. He was much more expensive then, and honestly, he didn't finish well, but he ran well. He had some issue. I don't remember what the issue was. It was either a tire going down or I don't. Something happened where Jones didn't finish. He was like running 12th all day long, and honestly, I think that's what he can do today. Maybe not 12th, but like 15th, and that's gonna be good enough. So, um, I don't know. Eric Jones is honestly the hardest guy right now, in my opinion, on this slate. I don't really know how to feel about him. I think I have a few lines of him, but not a ton. All right. Any more questions? probably going to have to head out in a few minutes, but I can stay a little bit longer. Good luck today, Nate. Yeah, you too. Fast Cars, Fast Money. You guys should go check out Fast Cars, Fast Money channel. Great up-and-coming NASCAR DFS channel. I love watching their stuff. They make good content as well. Go check them out. Hit them up with that subscribe. Any other questions? Any other questions? Hopefully William Byron wins this race, makes me some cash. And honestly, that'll probably make me some cash in my Draftkings lines too. So you know what? We're all on Byron today. Since field is inverted for Sunday, if teams are running like 12 to 15, do you see them trying to punt finish to start higher for Sunday? So only the top 20 is inverted on Sunday. It's not the whole field. So yeah, I could see someone running 15th all of a sudden. It depends where they are. It depends who it is. Like if you're trying to get points right now, you're probably not going to do that. But like if it's someone like, let's see, like someone like Joey Logano, he's in the playoffs already. He's running 15th at the end of the race. Yeah, I could totally see him trying to fade to 20th to get that pole position. Like that's gonna be so interesting tomorrow. So yeah, I could totally see that happening. But I mean, that's just hard to predict for DFS. Like who knows how that's gonna work out. Very interested to see what Truex ownership is today. I think he'll be very low owned. Yeah, I do too. I'm still staying away. I just don't see him running all that great. I think he'll run about 10th, like 9th to 10th, 9th to 15th. Ugh, I can't talk. That's kind of where I see Truex running. He just has not shown any speed recently, like anything. Aside from the road course, it just has not been great. I mean, even if he runs well, like, I just have a hard time seeing Larson, Elliott, Blaney outscoring. Or I have a hard time seeing Larson, Elliott, and Blaney scoring less points than Truex, assuming they have no issues. It should be an interesting race. Fun times. Alright guys, I gotta have to go, so thanks for checking out this video. If you have any more questions for me, ask me on Twitter, because I will be able to still answer them over there. But yeah, that's really all I got to say, so thank you guys so much for checking this out. Have a great rest of your day. I'll answer this last question. Did Truex get back into the top 7 but had to pit late last week? He was for a little bit of the race, but then once he got back in the pack again, he couldn't come back up. Like, it wasn't, like, that late in the race. Like, that, he should have been able to get back up there. He was running, like, yeah, I think 7th at one point, but that's still not really good enough for his price, so, yeah. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Hopefully you make some money. Hit me up on Twitter if you have any more questions. As always, like and subscribe. Have a great rest of your day.